Hey there, everybody. It's KYN, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Gizmos and Gadgets. So yes, you'll be able to see the intro in my previous video. So therefore, I just simply skipped over it and then just went straight to the sign-in screen. So last time we finished up we completed the first 3 levels of the aircraft building. So we are down to the final 2 levels of aircraft. And then, so pretty much my goal here is to finish up the remaining 2 levels of the aircraft building. And then once we do that, then I'm going to go ahead and make another cut, which essentially means that we have 10 more races to do, 5 each in the other 2 buildings. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to go ahead and select my name there and click on Start Game. And then, yeah, the next time you log in, you'll be able to see the vehicles that you won the races for. So here, yeah, they're even the color that I used to paint on. So if I'm not mistaken, red is the only one that's left, which means the 5th one will use a repeat color. But that's if you decide to use a paint color, though. Yeah, you can sort of like leave it unpainted, though. Yeah, and then I guess that will make it unique for the others and not have a repeat color. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and continue with the aircraft building here. Alright, and then, yeah, the reason the blueprint didn't zoom in that time was because it did it the last time when I clicked on next level in the previous video. So, yeah. Anyway, the next one for level 4 is a helicopter.
The rotor blades lift a helicopter just like wings lift an airplane, except the blades turn. By using more blades and turning them slower, you can fly a little faster. The fastest helicopter available to you will have 4 blades with swept tips that help reduce drag.
4 blades with swept tips.
Your helicopter needs a transmission box with gear drives to help it fly. All of the transmission boxes available to you are the same.
Yeah, so it does not matter there.
You can use a piston engine in your helicopter, but this engine is heavy. A jet turboshaft engine will make your helicopter fly faster. The fastest helicopter will use 2 jet turboshaft engines.
2 jet turboshaft engines.
The backtail section keeps your helicopter from spinning, using a part that controls the flow of air around the tail. The less drag the backtail section makes, the faster your helicopter can go. A tail rotor is one part you can use. The lower on the tail the rotor is, the more drag it makes. A tail rotor inside the tail makes very little drag. The best part is a no-tail rotor. It uses air from the engine to keep the helicopter steady.
So, no-tail rotor.
The tail boom supports the tail rotor and the tails. To keep the drag low, the fastest helicopter will have a tail boom that has shallow slopes back to the tail rotor. A tail boom with a tube truss creates the most drag.
So, tail boom with shallow slopes.
The engine bay holds the engine, transmission, and fuel tank. The less drag the engine bay makes, the faster your helicopter can fly. A covered engine bay makes less drag than an open engine bay.
So, you want a covered engine bay.
The cabin of your helicopter holds the pilot and passengers. You will want to keep the air drag low so the helicopter can go fast. A pointed nose on the cabin reduces drag more than a blunt nose does. The fastest helicopter will have a cabin with a sleek, pointed nose to reduce drag.
Cabin with a sleek pointed nose.
The landing gear on a helicopter can be quite different from landing gear on airplanes. Because a helicopter can hover, it does not need wheels to land. Skids may be used to make landing in rough areas easier. They also have less drag than wheels do. The more wheels there are, the more drag there is. The fastest helicopter will retract the landing gear into the fuselage to reduce drag.
So, retractable landing gear. Pretty similar to what we already had before. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, now we do the chimp stone wheels, which are much faster and therefore harder to recruit than the ones that walk around on 2 legs.
Blue paint.
Yeah, and also in general, they sleep much...
Push all of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank.
And also, they sleep much shorter than the chimps on 2 legs. And this will always be the case for the final 2 levels of any building. Yeah, you will face these chimps on wheels instead. So 3 levels with the ones walking around 2 legs.
Covered engine bay.
And then the final 2 levels where you face the ones on wheels.
Tail boom with a tube truss.
Nope.
Tail rotor low on the tail.
Yeah, and also for this one, the result is that the level is even bigger, or rather the warehouse.
Place the simple machines on their matching parts in the everyday machine. Then check your answer.
And yeah, was this the one that we already opened? Yeah. And then I believe this will lead us to another part of the warehouse.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 4 matches. Then check your answer.
And yes, lightning is heat. Yeah, it really does burn if you get hit by it, or if you get struck by it. And if you're lucky enough, you survive it. But yeah, I think a lot of people will get badly burned by it though.
Transmission box with gear drives. No tail rotor. Tail rotor low on the tail.
Okay. So I didn't quite lead us into another area. Yeah, but this is another one. Yeah, it's the exact same one as the in the previous 2 levels. So really, the difference here is that levels 4 and 5 add this section. Yeah, and then the other 2 areas of the warehouse are the exact same. Yeah, as in the previous ones. Yeah, and these here are like, I don't know what they call these actually. I don't quite remember. Yeah, especially as I don't have the manual anymore. And I even tried looking for it online, but I can't find it anywhere. You have to like download. But anyway, yeah, there's absolutely no way to like stop on the floor right above you. You will always go up 2 floors. So unfortunately, yeah, if you want to get to the other floors in between, you have to like find your way to them. Yeah, because there's absolutely no avoiding these if you happen to hit one of them. Yeah, and most importantly, I think the bottom one is the only one that could be jumped over, but you have to use a long jump. Yeah, if you use a short jump, it won't work, I think.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer.
I think it's light. So the lightning one has a lot of matches here. Well, actually, I only had 2, right? Yeah, and then same thing with the light bulb. So it makes this interesting shape. Woo! That was another chimp. Okay, he didn't have anything that time.
Covered engine bay. Cabin without a nose. Bananas.
Yeah. So to get to the other side.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Bananas.
Okay, he
Put
didn't
the
have
puzzle
anything
pieces
either.
together to make a machine.
So it should be a seesaw. Okay, he had something.
Retractable landing gear.
Ah,
Red paint. Tail boom with steep slopes.
no, we want shallow. Woo!
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Put the puzzle pieces together to make a machine.
Yeah, I think we're already at that.
Balance the scale.
So 20.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 4 matches. Then check your answer.
And yeah, later there'll be ones where there's no picture that matches them, like light energy in this case.
Bananas. Tail rotor inside the tail. Stars and stripes. Decal. 4-blade rotor with swept tips.
Yep, that's what we need.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 4 matches. Then check your answer.
There isn't much use to going down to the other doors. So let's go to other parts of the warehouse.
4-blade rotor. Piston engine. Tail boom with shallow slopes.
There we go.
Bananas. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer.
Actually, I think mechanical might be the lawnmower. So yeah, I was right. And there we go. And this was the only area in level 1.
Rainbow decal. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 4 matches. Then check your answer.
Yeah, for this type of puzzle, they will always tell you how many matches there are.
Transmission box with gear drives. Bananas. Rewire the circuit to turn on the light bulb. Be sure to use the switch.
Yeah, so in order to remove a wire, all you just have to do is put your mouse over the cable, and then just click. So like that.
To disconnect a wire so that you can move it, touch the lightning bolt to the wire. For the light to go on, the circuit must be wired so that electricity flows from one end of the battery through the light bulb and the switch to the other end. Use the switch to turn on the light.
Cabin with the stubby pointed nose. Push all of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank.
Yeah, you also have to mix it with a large gear, it appears. Yep.
Landing gear with 4 wheels. Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table.
Yeah, so essentially the layout of the warehouses, it'll be pretty much the exact same for each building. Level 1 is just one area. Levels 2 and 3 are identical to each other, but add an additional area. Yeah, so that there's 2 different areas for you to go in. And then finally, levels 4 and 5 are even bigger than both levels 2 and 3, but those two are also identical in layouts as well. Yeah, and just simply adds a third area for you to go in. So as we saw, levels 4 and 5 are the longest in each building. Alright, so there's nothing here.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table.
So we have horseshoe magnets this time, and they work the exact same way. Yeah, as those that are just bar magnets.
Horseshoe magnets act the same as bar magnets, except they are bent. Magnets have two ends or poles. One pole is north, the other pole is south. Two unlike poles, north and south, attract or pull toward each other. Two like poles, north and north or south and south, repel or push away from each other.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer.
I already did the sun, right? Okay. The top one, maybe? Okay, so it's probably the bottom. Oh, wait. No. Hold on. What am I? Nuclear would be the sun. Yeah, right. Go through this
Push
one.
all of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer. Balance the scale.
So, 15. I think that might be it for here, actually.
Transmission box with gear. Make a complete circuit that turns on the light bulb. Be sure to use the switch.
For the light to go on, the circuit must be wired so that electricity flows from one end of the battery through the light bulb and the switch to the other end. You can join the connecting ends of the switch, battery, or light bulb directly without using wire in between.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for a few of these puzzles.
Balance the scale.
15. There goes my mouse being weird and funky again.
Piston engine with a turbocharger.
think that's what we needed.
Cabin with a sleek pointed nose.
Yeah, and that I believe is what we need.
Place the simple machines on their matching parts in the everyday machine. Then check your answer.
A screw is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder or cone. Screws are used to hold things together. The threads of a screw grip tightly, making it difficult to pull out. A lever is a bar that rests on a point called a fulcrum. By putting force on one part of the bar, you can move weight placed on the other part. In a Class 2 lever, the weight is between the fulcrum and the force.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table.
Ah, my mouse. Yeah, it's not allowing me to move the mouse in certain directions. When it happens, seems to be pretty random, and I only counted it in this game. Ah, come on. Ah, no, wrong one. Yeah, you can of course use for the other one instead.
Place the simple machines on their matching parts in the everyday machine. Then check your answer.
A lever is a bar that rests on a point called a fulcrum. By putting force on one part of the bar, you can move weight placed on the other part. In a Class 3 lever, the force is between the fulcrum and the weight.
Yeah, I can't remember all three types, but there you have it.
Make a complete circuit that turns on the light bulb. Be sure to use the switch.
To disconnect a wire so that you can move it, touch the lightning bolt to the wire. If a circuit has two batteries, you can connect them using a series connection. In a series connection, the negative end of one battery must be connected to the positive end of the other battery. For the light to go on, electricity must flow from one end of the connected batteries through the light bulb and the switch to the other end. The switch breaks the circuit when it is turned off and completes it when it is turned on.
Two-jet turboshaft engines.
Oh no, I think it's that one that we need. Yeah, might be it already actually. Yeah, so we need to make our way out here.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer.
Yeah, so notice that while this is also a lawnmower, the thing is it's not plugged in like the blue one is. That's why it's not an example of electrical energy, and instead it's just chemical energy. So even a difference like that can like change things up. Yeah, here we're gonna use a red paint. Yeah, it should be a no-till rotor, right? Yeah. let's put a Stars and Stripes one to show the patriotism to the USA, which is where I hail from. Yeah, so it looks like they were all correct. Alright, so this one wasn't too bad.
Oh, it's so hard to get good cyber help these days.
Well, sucks to be you, doesn't it? Congratulations, you won the race and have reached the rank of Engineer. You need a score of 120,000 to move up to the next rank. Keep up the good work. Alrighty, and now the final level of Aircraft. So, 9 parts.
The tail cone supports the tail and engines. It also keeps the air flowing smoothly over the back of the jet and reduces drag so your jet can fly faster. The angles of the tail cone affect how much drag it creates. The more shallow the angles, the less drag there is. A tail cone with a blunt end creates the most drag.
So, like a shallow tail cone, I guess.
The tail helps control your jet. It is most important to have an angled or swept tail. This reduces the drag and helps your plane go faster. Mounting the tail high also reduces drag. The fastest jet will have a swept tail mounted high.
So here you can combine them. Swept tail, which is also mounted high.
The cockpit contains the instruments you need to fly your jet. It is also where the pilot sits. The cabin is where the passengers sit. All of the cockpits and cabins available to you are the same.
Alright, so this one doesn't matter. This is a personal jet. Interesting.
The nose section is the front of your jet. The thinner the nose section is, the less drag there will be, and the faster your jet can fly. A pointed nose section creates less drag than a rounded nose section. The fastest jet will have a thin and pointed nose section.
Thin and pointed nose section.
To help your plane fly faster, you need to be able to reduce drag by controlling the different parts that are on the wing. Controls that use cables don't reduce drag as much as controls that use tubes. Controls with a motor help reduce drag very well, but the best controls have a computer and a motor.
Computer and a motor.
The shape of the top and bottom of your wing is called the airfoil. The shape of the airfoil will affect how fast your jet can go. The most important factor is how thin the airfoil is. Thinner airfoils make less drag and help your jet go faster. A rounded front edge on your airfoil creates more drag than a sharp front edge. The fastest jet will have a thin airfoil with a sharp front edge.
So, thin airfoil with a sharp front edge.
When your jet is flying at high speeds, a wing that is straight produces a lot of drag. To reduce the drag and help your jet go faster, the wing should be angled back or swept. The fastest jet will have a wing with the largest angle or highest sweep. The highest sweep available to you is 35 degrees.
So, 35 degrees.
You need to carry fuel on your jet to power the engines. Where you place the fuel tanks will affect how fast your jet can go because of the drag the tanks can create. The less drag there is, the faster your jet can go. Fuel tanks under the fuselage create less drag than fuel tanks on the wing. Fuel tanks on the middle of the wing create the most drag. Placing the fuel tank inside the wing does not create any drag.
So, inside the wing is the best.
Your jet needs 2 engines. Some engines are better than others at pushing your jet to fast speeds. Turbofan engines are the fastest engines. The best engines for your jet are turbofan engines with electronic computer controls. Turbojet engines are faster than turboprop engines.
So, with electronic computer controls. Alrighty, let's do it.
Balance the scale.
Yeah, balancing the scale puzzles are definitely the fastest. Especially if you're really good at math.
Blue paint. Fat and rounded nose section. Bananas. Balance the scale.
4, 5, 20.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer. Turbofan engines. Thick airfoil with a rounded front edge.
So now you have to use a long jump. And again, for some very strange reason, the game does not document this, except in the manual.
Turbofan engines with electronic computer controls.
Alrighty, that's what we need.
Tail cone with medium angles. Make a complete circuit using the light bulb, the switch, and both batteries. Fuel tanks and side wing. Controls that use tubes. Fat and pointed nose section. Fat and rounded nose section. Controls with a motor. Make a complete circuit using both batteries, the light bulb, and the switch. Swept tail mounted high.
Yep, that's what we need.
Balance the scale.
So 18. Yeah, I think you stole something.
Red paint. Bananas. Push all of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank.
I'm not sure these could really be considered going in the same direction, though. Aye.
Turbofan engines. Push all of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank. Cockpit and cabin. Thin and pointed nose section.
I think that's what we needed.
Green paint. Comet decal. Wing with no sweep. Thin airfoil with a sharp front edge. Fuel tank under fuselage. Tail cone with blunt end. Cockpit and cabin. Shoot the boot into the flashing hole.
The boot weighs the same as the basketball, but since it does not roll, it creates more friction. Friction is a force that works against movement and occurs when surfaces rub against each other. The more friction there is, the more force it takes to move the object.
Straight tail mounted low. Wing with a 15-degree sweep.
Yeah, just want to make sure here. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this on the vehicle so that way we cannot get it stolen. see. What is the 4 that we... Oh, so we already got the right one for that one too. Nice. And the tail cone. So we went shallow. Hey, I didn't want you there. We'll have to recycle it. Computer and a motor. Didn't point in those. Okay, so that was already correct too. It's 35, right? Yeah. So that's like nearly all of them already. As a matter of fact, we already got all of them. Wow. So I think it's just the wing that's left. Or also the tail too. And the motor. So it's really 3 parts that we need. Okay. Wow, that's not bad.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 2 matches. Then check your answer.
Potential energy is energy that has not been released. A stretched rubber band and a ball at the top of a hill both have potential energy. Anything that is moving has kinetic energy. A rolling ball and a running horse both have kinetic energy.
So yeah, you could just think of kinetic energy as the energy of movement. While potential is like the opposite.
Bananas! Place the simple machines on their matching parts in the everyday machine. Then check your answer.
A screw is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder or cone. Screws are used to hold things together. The threads of a screw grip tightly, making it difficult to pull out. In a wheel and axle, a large wheel is attached tightly to a smaller wheel, called an axle. When the large wheel turns, the axle turns with greater force.
Bananas! Push all of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank.
Yeah, this time you have to take the long way around.
Controls that use tubes.
No.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Balance the scale.
Oh, that's a 10. Whoops.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Balance the scale.
So 20 and 20, so 40.
Bananas. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 2 matches. Then check your answer. Rainbow decal. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 5 matches. Then check your answer. Bananas. Bananas.
Bananas
Push
both
all
times.
of the red buttons at the same time by turning the crank. Rewire the circuit to turn on the light bulb. Be sure to use the switch and both batteries.
Ah, come on.
Bananas. Shoot the boot into the flashing hole. Wing with a 25-degree sweep. Fat and rounded nose section.
Okay, maybe it was the other door after all.
Balance the scale.
17. Yeah, it's probably the other one.
Make a complete circuit that turns on the light bulb when both switches are turned on.
For the light to go on, the circuit must be wired so that electricity flows from one end of the battery through the light bulb and the switch to the other end. You can join the connecting ends of the switch, battery, or light bulb directly without using wire in between.
They didn't even read the plural of switches. No, so it was the other one.
Place the simple machines on their matching parts in the everyday machine.
Ah,
Then check your answer.
it's glitching out again.
Rewire the circuit to turn on the light bulb. Be sure to use the switch and both batteries. Tail cone with shallow angles. Wing with a 35-degree sweep.
just be the controls now. Yeah, and we don't have to worry about the other ones being stolen, since we already put them in our vehicle.
Balance the scale.
31.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Make a complete circuit using the battery, the switch, and both light bulbs.
Each light bulb has two connecting ends. When the light bulbs are connected to the battery so that electricity flows first through one bulb and then through the other, it is called a series connection. The switch turns both bulbs on or off. If one bulb burns out, the other will also go off because the circuit will be broken.
Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 4 matches. Then check your answer.
Okay, so there's nothing there.
Balance the scale. Bananas.
Yeah, it's gotta be pretty difficult again there.
Rainbow decal. Match the energy forms with the pictures that represent them. There are 4 matches. Then check your answer.
There's one down there.
Balance the scale.
14.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Put the puzzle pieces together to make a machine. Place the simple machines on their matching parts in the everyday machine. Then check your answer.
That was weird.
Arrange the magnets to create the shape outlined on the table. Bananas.
What is this over here?
Rewire the circuit to turn on both light bulbs. Be sure to use the switch.
Excuse me.
Shoot the beach ball into the flashing hole.
A beach ball is much lighter than a basketball. It takes less force to move a lighter object.
Controls with a computer and a motor.
And there we go. We finally got the last part. The best one, that is.
You lucked out that time.
Congratulations. You won the race and have reached the rank of Doctor. You need a score of 200,000 to move up to the next rank. Keep up the good work. So, as you can see, yeah, next level and workshop are both grayed out because this was the final aircraft vehicle that we need to make for this building. So, therefore, we have completed all the aircraft building. So, that leaves us with 10 more races to go to finish up the game. So, with this, we're going to go ahead and make a cut. And as usual, I hope you enjoyed this video of the Let's Play. And I'll see you all next time for the, I believe it's the alternative energy, because we'll be doing that next, since I'm going left to right. So with this, have a great day, and see you all later.